Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining the info session for Ghana 2024 summer program. Joining us today, we have Professor Gaines. He's teaching in the classroom right now with students. And we have Miss Danielle Powell. She is a co-leading professor. And we also have Dr. Andrea Lee. She's from the CultureLink program provider. We have Dr. Alice Yang. She's she is the acting director of international program. And Mr. Zed Gori, an interim dean of GLPS. Thank you all for joining us today. First, we will for today's agenda, we will have Dean Gori to speak a few words of welcoming and Dr. Alice Yang to welcome everybody. Then we will talk about the program. We'll share the PowerPoint. Ms. Danielle Powell and Professor Gaines will speak about the classes we'll be offering for this program. Dr. Andrea Lee will talk about the program itinerary. And then at the last, we'll have Q&A. Thank you. Dean Gori, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our first information session for the study abroad in Ghana. I am very excited that this study abroad is happening because it took us quite some time to get approval for this program. And also, if you are an Umoja student or part of one of the Umoja learning communities across the district, we actually have some funding for students who want to go on this study abroad. So it has been a work in progress, and we're very excited that we have approval from the Chancellor and the Study Abroad Advisory Committee to move forward with this study abroad. In fact, in 2 days, I am leaving for Ghana with our 2 faculty members for the site inspection familiarization visit, which is something that the Study Abroad Office does for all our programs, especially if we haven't sent students to that destination in the past. So this will be the district's first study abroad to Ghana. We have done study abroads to South Africa in the past, so it's not our first one in the continent of Africa. But for Ghana, this is the first one. So if you are here today, take in all the information and go ahead and submit your application. We will go over the process in terms of how you can apply to be a part of this experience. Again, welcome, and I will hand it over to the next presenter.
Hi, Dr. Yang. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Gori. Thank you, Kelly. Kelly, please share the PowerPoint. So my name is Alice Yang. I'm the acting director of Special International Programs. I manage all the study abroad programs that are offered to all the 3 colleges, students of SMCCD. And right now we offer semester programs in 3 countries, in Spain, Italy, and UK, London, and then 4 summer programs, including this Ghana program in 2024. We offer 9 global internships in 9 countries this summer as well. In addition to that, we also offer a community travel program and the transfer abroad services to students. On the campus of Skyline College, we have a U.S. passport office that help the local residents and SMCD students, faculty, and staff to apply for their U.S. passport. So if you don't have a passport, yeah, please stop by our office to, we will help you with that. So personally, I visited South Africa 2 times and also Uganda to work with Sisters of Holy Cross in the past years. So I was so impressed by the beauty and the nature in those countries. Africa is such a wonderful land. So I'm so glad that you are interested in this program. And then the Ghana program, as Dean Glory said, that this is the only one that we offer right now in Africa. So I hope that you will be able to apply and join us. Okay, next one. So why study abroad? And we always say study abroad is empowerment. Through this empowerment process and experience, you will gain personally, academically, and professionally. So most employers said that they would like to hire students who have international experience. And the courses we are going to offer, so we offer 2 courses, they're all transferable. You gain soft and hard skills, for your future career development. And you travel with our faculty who have expertise and knowledge about the program and the place you visit. And it's a great opportunity for you to make lifelong friends with the pairs who participate in the program and also with the local people in the host countries. So again, for your future career development, so you can share your study abroad experience, it can be put on your resume. And we are also glad that we have some scholarships through the foundation and then through the Umoja program that can help support you. So there are a lot of benefits for this opportunity. So who are qualified for the program? You have to be at least 18 years and older. So there is no specific GPA requirement, but you have to be in good academic and disciplinary standing. And we have the application deadline. So official deadline should be March 8th, but there is a priority deadline. And our faculty and our office will have interview with you, and then you need to submit a transcript. And there are 2 required short essays you need to complete when you complete the application form. So those 2 essay questions are on the next slide. Oh. So one essay is about your expectation. So we need to think about this. This is an opportunity for you to have some self-reflection, on yourself as well. So what will be the challenges for you? This is just help you get ready for the experience, for the trip, and also help the faculty leaders to know more about you. And your intercultural competence, right? Your experience of interacting with people who have diverse background. Because study abroad is an opportunity for us to meet with new people, make new friends. So this is an opportunity for you to think about those questions. Okay, next slide. So now we'll talk more about the courses that we'll offer. So Professor Gaines will offer an ethnic studies course on African American history and culture. And then Professor Power will offer a course on intercultural communication. So they will offer you more information about the course soon. And then the program cost is more than $4,000, but it covers the round trip airfare and the hotels and most meals. Our partner program provider is Culture Links. So the CEO, Culture Link founder, Dr. Andrea Lee is with us, so she will share more about the program with you. And now I will invite Professor Gaines and Professor Power to talk more about these two courses. And then feel free to enter your questions in the chat box while we are sharing the program information with you. Okay, thank you.
Will Dr. Lee go next or to talk about the program overall, and then we can talk about the classes?
That should be fine. Dr. Lee, are you okay to share now?
Sorry about that. Good morning. Yes, I am good to share now. Thank you. So as Dr. Yang mentioned, thank you so much for your presentation, Dr. Yang. I am the program provider for your study abroad program, and we are planning an exciting program together. So one of the things which you should understand as a program provider, what we're doing is we're working closely with your faculty, who are your faculty lead. Like your faculty lead is Dr. Danielle Powell and Dr. Frederick Gaines. But as a program provider, part of what I do with Cultural Links is to ensure that the program experience is something that is uniquely tailored to your students and your student population. So that's my role in here. With your institution, and then also just to support anything that I can do to make the process more accessible for students, right? Because we're looking at study abroad. One of the things with Cultural Links is we understand that study abroad is an equity issue. Study abroad is an equity issue. And the reason it's an equity issue is because we are seeing low numbers of students of color studying abroad, right? So, and so part of the work that Cultural Links does is to help increase awareness about study abroad, work with more faculty of color to develop study abroad programs. Right now in the United States, over 70% of study abroad program participants are white students, and less than 6% of study abroad programs are students of color and Black students. So Cultural Links is working to change the narrative of that. And so I'm really appreciative to and honored to work with your district, because your district is not a part of that negative narrative. Your district is finding ways for students to study abroad, as well as bringing those cultural, educational experiences to African-American students and other students of color and disproportionately impacted students. So thank you again. With respect to how the program looks, I will share my screen just so you can get a snapshot of the itinerary. So give me a second here. And I hope to pull it up. Hope it's going to pull up correctly. So you can give me a thumbs up if you're able to see my screen. Okay,
Yes.
great. Thank you. So let's go. Okay, I just need to make an adjustment on my end. All right, so there, as you can see, the scheduled date, and this may be plus or minus a day or two. It all depends on when everything comes together in terms of all the students and the payments, et cetera, are in, and when we book your flights, okay? But right now, the dates are June 14th to June 29th, and we're looking at a 2-week experience in Ghana, West Africa. Some of the pictures that you see are, on the top left, those are some of the institutions in Ghana. Ghana is very well known for its higher education institutions. Students will be able to visit those locations. So you'll see the University of Ghana, you see the University of Cape Coast, and you see the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. The bottom picture on the left was founded by the first president of independent Ghana. So that is Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and you see his picture at the top right. So this is a quote by Dr. Nkrumah: "We face neither east nor west, we face forward." And again, he was the first president of independent Ghana. those are some of his pictures in earlier years. If you notice the picture at the bottom right, I see someone is asking to admit. I'm going to admit. I think it's because I'm hosting. Okay. You see a picture of Dr. W.B. Du Bois. Dr. W.B. Du Bois, is buried in Ghana. And so this is one of the locations that students will be able to visit. He helped found a center for Pan-African culture. And so students will be visiting that location as well. So all students will be provided an itinerary, this itinerary where you're able to actually do some reading and some self-exploration of the country of Ghana, because you do want to know about the country you're traveling to before you travel there. So this will, the itinerary helps support that. And we build these itineraries also in collaboration with your professors there. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. So I'll just go down a little bit. Let's see here. Let me go to the next. So here's a few geographical facts about Ghana. It's now 16 regions. It used to be 10 regions. So if you look to the right, I'll try to expand my screen a little bit here for you. Ghana is broken up into 16 regions, right? So that's the country that you see. And so we generally, the students will be able to explore 3 regions of Ghana for sure. So this area down here, I don't know if you can see my cursor moving, but the capital of Accra, this is where you will land when we come in, your flight will land in Greater Accra. That's the capital of Ghana. And then you will spend time in the central region here, which is along the coast. It's a beautiful coastline, beautiful, nice tropical fruits. The food in Ghana is wonderful. You're talking pineapples and coconuts and mangoes. So this area right here is a very beautiful area of Ghana because it's right on the coast. And then we will travel to the Ashanti Kingdom here. And this is, as you can see, it's a quite large area of Ghana. So the Ashanti region, it has a different leadership structure than the rest of Ghana. So Ghana is democratic, and there is a president of Ghana. There is, just like we have our president. Here we call it the White House. In Ghana, they call it the Jubilee House. But right here in the Ashanti Kingdom, this is the seat where there is what we call the Asantehene, a king. So the king of Ghana is where he sits here and he's installed here. You'll learn more about the history and the golden stool and what that means. So this particular area is very important for learning. And then we will capture some other locations within the Eastern region and Volta region. I will have another discussion after within the next 2 weeks about whether we travel all the way up north. So that's not something that we always travel to, but if it makes sense and we have time for that, we will travel. But that's a 12-hour bus ride from the Ashanti Kingdom all the way up to the northern Ghana. Okay, let's see. So again, you'll have hands-on cultural immersion to some of the historic sites. As I mentioned, there's some ecotourism as well for students if you like to see some natural waterfalls. Kakum Natural Forest is a beautiful forest where students are able to take a hike and then you walk up some stairs to the what they call the top of the rainforest. So you literally have 7 canopies that you walk through and you can see the whole entire forest underneath you. It's quite beautiful. But other than that, you also get to learn about the importance of plants and healing and nature in Ghana. Ghana is a country that is very much a participant in what we would call our holistic medicines. So if you're a health student, if you're interested in that kind of thing, if you're interested in plant research, if you're interested in integrated medicine, Ghana is one of those countries. They have at least 26 hospitals that have incorporated natural healing methods into the what we call westernized medicine. So they're quite far ahead in the integrated medicine area. So those are some things you might want to, that you hopefully will be interested in learning about. This is here and your professors will have access to this, and so they'll be able to go through this discussion with you. But there's a very interesting connection between Harriet Tubman in the U.S. and the former Queen Nana Ya Asantewa. They both were doing freedom work in the 1800s. They were born at different times, but it's just interesting that there are two women who were really dedicated to the freedom of African people. So of course, we understand that America has a history of slavery, and we've heard about Harriet Tubman, the Underground Railroad, and her efforts in freeing enslaved Africans and her multiple trips back and forth. Then we also have the same situation with Nana Ya Asantewa, in which there was a constant invasion by the British to try to, and I'm just kind of speaking really generally, but she stepped up to the plate, and she was a warrior, and she's one of the people that the figures of Ghana that you will learn about when you travel there. There's a Ya Asantewa museum, for example, so we would be visiting that. Here's some pictures of former students enjoying their time in Ghana. I'll just kind of give you a little context of the photo that you're seeing. The young lady in the upper left corner, that's after coming down from the Kakum hike. And so she's eating some natural cacao there. She's just enjoying the green. A lot of students are surprised by how green and beautiful the country is. You see students in the middle enjoying breakfast in the morning, and then you see on the right students taking some reflection time at one of the historical sites that you'll visit, which is called it's called the Slave River. This particular site that you're seeing right there, that water right there, that particular region, that was the final region where when Africans were captured in Africa and they had to walk, some of them were walked hundreds of miles. This place is called the Last Bath because this was literally the last bath where enslaved humans were allowed to bathe before taken to the slave dungeons. So those slave dungeons, the people could stay in that slave dungeon, which is many miles from here, for 3 months, perhaps. It's not like the slave ship is waiting for you. Hey, everybody, get on board. You could be in that dungeon for months. So you may not even make it to the slave ship because you could have easily died before that happened. So you're going to learn a lot about that history. So that picture has a lot of context and a lot of meaning. This right here is a snapshot of your 2 weeks. So you'll be in Accra, you'll be in Elmina, that's the central region, the Kumasi Ashanti Kingdom region, which we talked about, and then you'll be returning to Accra. So I'm not going to go obviously over the daily itinerary specifically, but these are the types of activities and types of the historical connections that you'll be able to make when you travel to Africa. And then let's see, then there's just the orientation process, which I'm sure will be covered, but and this is one of them, the information sessions. But we'll just make sure that you're well prepared for travel, and so there'll be like a checklist and things for you to go over. So I'm going to stop there, and thank you again for having me.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. That planned itinerary looks wonderful. Again, Ms. Powell pointed out this is a planned itinerary. The final ones will be updated once we accept the students in the program. Ms. Powell and Professor Gaines and Dean Gorey will do a site visit soon, and then the final ones will be updated. Yes, let me share the screen. Professor Powell and Professor Gaines will talk about the courses. Here we go. Gaines, would you like to get started for the ethnic study?
Hello, this is Dr. Gaines.
Hey, Kelly, if you go to the next slide, it's intercultural communication first.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Professor Powell?
Yes, hi. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Alice, and thank you, Dr. Lee. I'm really excited for this study abroad. I hope all of you on here are getting excited as well. So we hope you get your applications in. We're excited to help support you through that process of applying. So don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions about the application process. As a reminder, the final itinerary you will be provided once you have been interviewed and officially accepted into the program. And listen, everyone on here, if you're part of this district, you are definitely welcome to sign up for this study abroad. If you're wondering about cost, this is very typical in terms of price for a study abroad to the continent, partly because of the travel cost. So that price will include your round trip flight. It will include all of your transportation while in country. It will include at least 2 meals per day, a welcome dinner, and a farewell dinner. So most of your meals are covered. It will include all of your site visit entrance fees. And as Dean Gorey mentioned, for those of you who are in the Umoja programs across the district, there's going to be scholarship funds that you can apply for that have been provided through the Umoja Community Foundation. For those of you not in the Umoja programs, there are scholarships available through the study abroad. There's study abroad scholarships. There's the SMCCD general scholarships. Don't forget to get your application in by March 2nd for those general scholarships. You can request to have those funds released early for your course for the study abroad. We can talk about that should you be awarded those, and we can help you work with the financial aid office to get those funds released during the summer. So there's ways to get funding if you're worried about costs. I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm excited about the COM 150 class. As you know, it is a transferable course. So this will be a great opportunity to learn about intercultural communication from the context of learning about Ghanaian culture. What we do in country is we engage in dialogue with other professors in country, students in country, community members, business leaders, those in healthcare industry. So you will learn about Ghana, the Ghanaian culture. You'll learn about not just the history, but cultural communication values. You will learn about and get to experience intercultural communication in a very real and tangible way while in country. It will be intensive, but it will be transformative. So we also engage in civic engagement and specialized service opportunities where we get to work alongside organizations who engage in service work in the country while also visiting historical cultural sites in country. So I have led 2 short-term study abroads to South Africa and to Costa Rica, and did an experiential learning to Guatemala, and it has been transformative experience, not just for my students, but also for me as a faculty member. So I'm looking forward to participating together with you and Dr. Gaines on this study abroad experience. And you'll learn more about the course and course requirements after we return from the site visit and when we begin the onboarding sessions after you have been interviewed and accepted into the program.
Am I supposed to be here? So, good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon. Can you guys hear me? This is Dr. Gaines, and thank you, Professor Powell, and also to Dr. Andrea Lee and the Cultural Links and all my colleagues. This is exciting because this is a first for us for West Africa. We've been wanting to go to West Africa. I don't know if the district has done it in the last 40 years. So this is extremely exciting. So I'm really excited to be a part of it. Professor Powell outline a lot of, we're going to work together. We're going to integrate. We're community. We're going to be doing some community learning, but the African American history and culture class, we're going to be doing dialogue, historical analysis, and critique. We're going to look at colonialism and imperialism, but we're going to study Pan-Africanism and resistance work with that Kwame Nkrumah and W.E. Du Bois, Malcolm X. A lot of it is going to be experiential. We're going to take what we're experiencing on site. We're going to reflect, do some journaling and some writing, and some group work as well. I'm the rookie here, so I'm going to be working with Professor Powell, and really, I think initially before we leave, we're going to have a few meetings or a couple of meetings. So we'll do some context. We'll look at some historical context to create some of that before we leave. But when we're on site, we want it to be experiential. We want you to be able to reflect and to write. But I believe it's going to be transformative, and I'm excited to be a part of it. And I'm welcoming all of you to, if you're hesitant and you may be a little nervous, it's okay. Just do it anyway. So welcome aboard.
Thank you, Professor Gaines. So I believe Dr. Lee already talked about why we choose Ghana. If anybody want to add more, feel free to.
So as Dr. Lee mentioned, we'll be visiting 3 of the regions. We'll begin our experience in Accra in the Eastern region, and then we'll travel to both the Cape Coast and Elmina in the Central region, and Kumasi in the Ashanti Kingdom in the South here. So we are excited to try to see as much and experience as much of the culture as possible. There are, Dr. Lee, you can correct me, I think, is it over 40 different languages spoken in Ghana? Is it 40? It's a lot. But while we're in the different regions, a majority of the folks that we will be working with do speak English, so you don't need to know any of the languages. We'll have a guide that will be with us the entire time that we're traveling. We will travel everywhere as a group. There will be some time. You will have some free time on your own in the evenings, but we'll update you on what options you have to explore. But most of our time together in country will be done together as a group. So for those of you who were wondering about that.
Thank you, Ms. Powell. So this slide, what to expect. Also, Ms. Powell and Dr. Lee have talked about this. You will have double occupancy hotel room, private transportations and guide. Yeah, we talk about diverse people and language, over 40 language. That's a lot. Yes, food, delicious food. Yeah, schedule. Dr. Lee talked about the sample schedules at first. I also put the link of sample itinerary in the chat. Feel free to look at after the meeting. Yes. Next one. How to pay? Yes. There are a lot of scholarship opportunity available. I put in a chat the link about all the scholarships. This one, I want to mention about Benjamin A. Gilman Scholarship. This scholarship awards up to $5,000, and the deadline is March 7. So we actually had 2 informational sessions in this month. I could send the recording to all the participants after this meeting. You can review all the recordings. And we also offered essay workshops. I can connect you with the Learning Center to start your essay. And in our office, We can help you to review your essay, to talk with you about the ideas and the requirement of the essay as well. I will send you all an email after this meeting about how to make an appointment with us and all the informations. Another one is San Mateo County Community College Foundation scholarships. The deadline is March 2nd. Professor Powell just mentioned about that earlier. Yes, we can work with the foundation, the financial aid office, help release the fund earlier for this trip. But most importantly for you to do is to apply, submit your application. I will include the link later in the email. I'll be sending it to you. Of course, there's other ways you can fundraise for your study abroad trip. GoFundMe is a good one. You never know how stranger might be able to help you for a good cause. As you can write a story on why you want to study abroad in Ghana. How would this change you, change your perspective, change your life, change your educational goal and career goal might be. So put it out there. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable, to share your story. So I'm sure there are plenty of people with kind heart willing to help you. So we can if you have any ideas, you feel free to talk to us about it and then start a GoFundMe account. So next big one is the Umoja program scholarship. Miss Brittany Snee will tell you more about this scholarships.
Yes, hello. And I wanted to first thank Dr. Gaines's class for allowing us to stream this in here. I am Brittany Sneed. I'm the Umoja coordinator at College of San Mateo. And for this trip, we do have funding that both Skyline Umoja A-Step program and CSM's Umoja program, we have funding for various amounts for active Umoja students. If you're not an active Umoja student, please see one of the Umoja coordinators, the dean. That information I think will be sent in an email. So that's me, Kenyatta Weathersby, Tony Vertel, Leslie Ware, Leslie Ta at Kenyatta. So if you are an Umoja student, we have scholarships for you, including the UCEF, which is the Umoja Community Education Foundation Fellowship Program. They have allotted 10 scholarships to SMCCD students to go to Ghana. You just need to be an Umoja student, active. It requires a letter of recommendation, preferably from an Umoja professor, the coordinator staff, someone related to the Umoja program, and a just short essay telling us about you. And that is due later, April 15th, and we can talk about what that means later, but we just wanted to let you know about these opportunities.
Thank you, Brittany. So this is our contact information. Feel free to call us or email us. And if you have any questions regarding the programs and scholarship opportunities and the course class information. Well, I hope you all joining this amazing study abroad opportunities. And then, do you have any questions? We're opening for Q&A now. Feel free to unmute yourself to ask questions. Sherry? Yes.
Hi, thank you for this presentation. I just have a quick question as far as for people who are community members. Is their itinerary different, or it'll be still connected to you registering for a class to participate in the study abroad program?
I would refer this question to Ms. Powell. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Hi, Sherry. So community travel members do not have to register for a course. as part of the application process. The itinerary, though, is the same for community travel members. You will still participate in all of the sessions, activities that the students are participating in. You just don't have to do assignments. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay, yeah, and it does. And I just thought about this other question. Is I understand the $500 additional cost for the scholarship, but will that still are community members still responsible for their stay, their flight to their round trip to and from? Just wondering.
No, so the process will be the same for you in terms of the travel, how the travel gets booked. So you will pay the $500 additional amount that community travel members have to pay will be paid in a separate portal to the foundation, since that goes into the scholarship fund for the Study Abroad Scholarship Fund for students. But the remaining money for the actual trip will be paid to Cultural Links through their portal. And so we'll provide information. Kelly and Dr. Yang will provide information to the community travel members about those payment portals. Cultural Links is happy to book your travel with the rest of the group. And Zed, you can correct me if I'm wrong. If community members are choosing to book their own travel, is that going to also be an option, Zed, for them?
Yes, we can discuss with Andrea Lee and see if that is an option for them if they don't want to be on the or if they have miles or something and they want to use that for the group flight. So in that case, they would be booking the same group flight, but by themselves, not through Cultural Links.
So the airfare that the Cultural Link offers to us is actually very good and so that's why we negotiate, and then we feel, I mean, this is comparatively more affordable to our students. So it's nice if you can travel with our students, but if you prefer your own flight, we have to, discuss with Cultural Link how much like a discount we have to take out from the program fee that you'll pay. Jerry, are you still?
Thank you.
Yeah. So do you prefer book your own flight, or you prefer to travel?
No, I was just trying to understand as far as, because I'm interested as a community member, if there were separate costs, because I'm not going as part as the study abroad. So I understand the $500, but what other additional costs that might be incurred because I'm not doing it as a student?
So all students there's no tuition. So all the program fee will be for the program cost, flight, hotel, and then cultural activities. So everything is the same as a student.
Yeah, and I mean, you will need extra funds for
$100
any
that.
other additional things that you might want in country. Like, so there will be dinners that you'll have to do on your own that you'll want to pay for. But we will go over all of that with you all in the informational sessions after we have the entire group together, after we get through the interview. So we'll let you know about, and everything will be affordable for y'all in terms of like dinner options and such. But 2 of the meals will be covered as part of your program fee.
I had a question. Oh, sorry, someone's hand is up.
There was a question in the chat first, so I want to make sure that we address the question. And then I think it's Boya is up next, and then Love, you're up after that.
Yes, that's correct. The question in the chat, would the scholarship be would we hear back about the scholarship we apply before having to commit to the study abroad program? So that depends. For the Gilman scholarship, the deadline is March 7. They would announce the scholarship winner. Is that in late April? Is that right, Alice?
Early May or May,
May.
April to May, yeah.
But how about regarding SMCCD Foundation scholarship? Danielle mentioned that we could have them release the fund earlier.
Yeah, and you'll hear back about, generally students hear back about the SMCCD scholarship funds in late April, and the scholarship ceremony is in early May. I believe this year it'll be at Skyline, it'll be May 2nd. I'm not sure when the scholarships are announced and when the scholarship ceremonies are at the other two campuses. In terms of the Umoja scholarships, Brittany, are you able to answer that question about when they will know about if they've been chosen as a recipient for the Umoja scholarships?
One. So we have the college Umoja scholarships, and then we have the Umoja Community Education Foundation. Their timeline is a little bit different than ours, although I am going to contact them and let them know we do have a bit of an urgent timeline versus what theirs is. But for the Umoja, the college ones, and this is only for Skyline and CSM. Kenyatta currently does not have a scholarship for this trip. We'll know after the students are picked, like within a week or two, how much and who it will be going to. But again, that would be for active Umoja students.
And you will need to be accepted into the program to receive the scholarship funds. So I understand. I'm assuming, is this Alessio? Did I pronounce your name correctly? Alessio?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'm assuming you're probably worried about being able to afford the study abroad and before committing, but we make a commitment to help you all apply and provide resources and information on how you can to raise funds for the study abroad. So don't let the money piece keep you from signing up if this is an opportunity that you would like to be a part of. All other challenges in terms of work, if folks have children, that kind of thing, I know that's a different conversation, different challenges, but typically scholarships are awarded to students who have been accepted and who are committed to going on the study abroad. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, welcome.
Brittany, you want to add to the question? Or I see you have a hands raised.
I did, but Professor Powell really answered it very well. And the only other thing I have to add on to that is that there are so many more scholarships than the Umoja scholarship, and I encourage everyone to apply to all of them to try to diversify your funding. And it's really important to do that to be able to fund this kind of experience.
Mm-hmm.
But we are here to help along the way, so feel free to contact any of us.
Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Ms. Powell. Boya, you have your hands up for a long time. Thank you for waiting. Feel free to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hello, this is Boya. I'm just wondering, if I don't have a US passport, do I need to get a visa in order to get there? And would the program help me to get a visa, or it's my own responsibility?
We can assist you. Even US citizen, they need to apply for the visa as well. We'll help you.
Yeah, so we all have to apply for visas for entrance to Ghana. If you are an international student and you don't have a US passport, you will have to go through your home country to apply for the visa. And the study abroad office can provide you with some information about that process. But in terms of payment, you will be responsible for paying for the visa. I hope
Got
that answers.
Yeah, and is there any like other immunization record I need to provide beforehand?
Yeah, so there is one immunization that is required for entrance into the country, and that is the yellow fever vaccination. And so everyone, if you want to go to Ghana, has to have the yellow fever vaccination. And we will provide information about that as well. And that is the only vaccination that is required. They do ask that you show proof that you've received COVID vaccinations on their checklist when you apply for the visa. But all other vaccinations, when you talk with your travel nurse or when you talk with your doctor about traveling outside the country, they will recommend several other immunizations, but you're not required for those and to enter the country. Those are just recommended. And the other recommendation is to take malaria medication while traveling. And so that is just a medication that you can pick up through your pharmacy that you'll take while you're in the country and 7 days when you return. So that's standard protocol. And that one is highly recommended because of the time of year that we're going to be traveling to Ghana. So I hope that answers your question, Boya.
Yeah, that answers. Thank you.
Okay. And I know, Love, you had a question. I don't know if we answered your question already. And then Denisha.
Thank you, Dr. Powell. My question was, if you were a San Mateo student, College of San Mateo student, but you haven't taken a course in a couple semesters, would you still apply as a student, or do you need to apply as a community member?
So you can still apply as a student as long as you enrolled in one of the two courses, either my course or Dr. Gaines's class. And then that's what will make you a returning student. But if you do not want to take the course because you're done with your degrees and you don't need the class to transfer, then you can enroll as a community travel member. But please note that we have a cap on the number of community travel members that we will accept. So we're only holding 10 seats for community travel members. We're holding most of the seats for students. And if we get more students that need seats, then that community travel member number will go down. So we are prioritizing our students first. But currently we're holding 10 seats for community travel members. You can register as a student, or you can choose to go as a community travel member. But just keep in mind, though, that if you do choose the community travel member route, you will have to pay an additional $500 above the program fee. And that $500 goes into the Study Abroad Scholarship Fund for students going on this study abroad experience.
Got it. Thank you. No, I want to take one of the courses and wanted to apply
Okay.
as a student. I just wanted to make sure that I could.
Yes,
And then
absolutely.
should I, or do I need to submit the transcript from my other college because I go to two different ones, or just only the transcript from one of the SMCC schools?
I'll leave that for the Study Abroad office to answer that question.
You may just submit your most recent transcript. It should be okay.
Thank you.
So the question Boyan has is, do we also need to register on the WebSmart? Do you need a submit study abroad application? Yes, you do need to submit study abroad application first. Once you're accepted into the program, the Ghana program, then you can register the course on your WebSmart account.
Yes, and we will provide information once, because the enrollment services, the registration is locked, and only program participants who have been accepted into the program will be able to register for the course. So once you've gone through your interview, we will provide the admissions folks with that information so that you can register for the summer course.
Thank you for all the good question. Any other questions?
Denisha, I see you have your hand up.
Yeah, okay, so with the COVID vaccination, if I got vaccinated back in 2020 with Johnson & Johnson when they only required that one shot, am I gonna need to get a booster, or am I fine with my original vaccination?
I do believe that you can correct me. I think they just want to see that you have COVID vaccination. So as long as you have your vaccination card, or you can download that information from your medical provider to show that you have had a vaccination, then you're fine. Is that correct,
Okay,
Zed?
yeah.
That is correct. It's not required. It's not one of the required vaccinations. The only one they really need to see is yellow fever.
Yellow fever.
Is yellow fever. Okay, and then also I keep hearing the Umoja scholarships. Where do I find these scholarships? Because I don't know, but I am an active Umoja student. Like, I'm taking Umoja classes right now as well.
Zed or Brittany, do you all have that information about? Denisha's at Skyline, correct, Denisha? You're only taking classes at Skyline right now?
Yes, my bad. No, I muted it. Yeah, I'm a Skyline student.
Okay, so Zed, Brittany, do you know where she would go to apply for the Umoja scholarships through Skyline?
So the only application for the two college ones are you applying for the trip itself. And so that's how you will be eligible, is by applying for the trip. And then we will notify all the students who are eligible based on different factors, how much you'd be eligible for, and then anything else you may need to do before receiving those funds. As a side note, the funds will not go directly to you. It will be paid directly to the provider. And so those are for the two college-based ones. For the Community Education Foundation scholarship from the state, that one is a separate application that just opened yesterday. So we will send that information out to everyone.
Okay, so just like, okay, so on the abroad link where it says apply now, long as I fill that out, then I automatically apply for the Umoja scholarship. I just want to clarify.
As long as
Yes.
you are an active Umoja student. So if you have not enrolled in Umoja, please stop by CZ or one of the Umoja coordinators at Skyline. So to ensure your eligibility.
Thank you.
Zed, are you able to drop information in the chat about the Umoja office location and contact information in case Denise has more questions about?
Sure, I'll do that right now.
All right, thank you. All right, great questions. Does anyone else have any questions for us?
Thank you all for being here with us today.
I do have one more question. When will we know
ahead.
that we were accepted into the abroad program?
You will be receiving an email to schedule an interview with either me or Dr. Gaines, or the two of us together. It depends on which course that you checked on the study abroad application that you will be enrolling in. That will determine who you will go through the interview with. If possible, we'll do the interviews together, but because of our different schedules, at the very least, so if you're applying for COM 150, you'll definitely be interviewing with me. And if you apply for the ethnic studies course, you'll definitely be interviewing with Dr. Gaines, but it's possible that you could be interviewing with both of us. Those interviews will begin as soon as we return from the site visit. So be on the lookout for an email from us in terms of scheduling that interview. We'll send you some options and you can choose an option that will work with your schedule.
All right, cool. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Any other questions? Thank you. Thank you all for joining us today. I will stop the recording right now.